So goal is to find, first of all, your patella. So again, after a post-surgical knee, so over here you can find patella pretty easily, right? Again, in a post-surgical knee, can be a little more challenging sometimes. So that's where kind of poking on either side right there is going to be really key. Finding, again, kind of the bottom, the inferior portion, and the superior portion. So again, yours lines up right there with the incision site. But I'll typically then just kind of mold as best as I can, take up the tissue. And so then you can kind of do a little, again, more of a lateral patellar glide.
Okay.
You can do a medial. Again, not trying to be, pinpoint on there. Try to kind of mold as best as I can, take up the tissue and help guide. And then I'll also have I'll then have people really work on a superior glide. So again, there's a couple different directions. Some people kind of really want to get in on the margins and really kind of press it up, depending upon patient, how they're feeling. I'll sometimes mold a little bit more of my hand right there and try to guide. Again, that's a superior glide, so that's going to improve your knee extension, the ability to straighten your knee out. And then I'll also, again, do an inferior glide, and that's going to, again, improve knee flexion. So knee extension, knee flexion. And then on top of that, just below the kneecap is your infrapatellar region. So again, ultimately that's where they went in, right? So you have a couple of the surgical arthroscopic holes there. So effectively then you have patellar tendon, and then right up underneath is your patellar, infrapatellar fat pads, your Hoffa's fat pads as they'll call it sometimes. And so I'll just mold, and I will again just kind of manipulate that tissue back and forth. So again, try to mold as best as I can, so not like provoking too much pain for the patient, but we'll mold that. And then just above kneecap, same idea. We'll get into the quad tendon, and again, you had a quad tendon graft, and so really want to get in that quad tendon and manipulate that tissue around too. And so we'll get in there as well. And at this stage, it's safe to get in from soft tissue, from a soft tissue perspective, to do a scar mobilization, so you can get even in there and start to manipulate that tissue back around side to side. You can rub across it if you want, and that's fine, but I would still also get into that tissue and really manipulate it around. Try to lift it up and see if you can't move that. So you can do that with, again, some lotion, vitamin E oil, a bunch of different options you can use.